Welcome to Crickbuzz Chatter. It's the end of day one of this test match. And guess what? India is the happier side going in after England won the toss, put India in, and India batted magnificently. I mean, you look at KL Rahul, you look at Rohit Sharma, even that little cameo from Virat Kohli, and it was just, if you're a connoisseur of cricket, it was just wonderful, wonderful old-fashioned test match batting. So I'm delighted to ask you, Michael Vaughan, what did you make of that Rahul innings?
Perfection. I've seen, as you said, lots of cricket here at Lords. I saw Rahane get a tremendous 100 on a green top a few years ago. I'd rank that right up there. But to bat all day and to see off the morning conditions in particular, where the ball was swinging around, the clouds were in, there was a little bit of drizzle in the air, to play with so much attrition, not to get your first boundary for such a long period of time. I thought it was a pure openers innings. And I think in this era of modern test match batting, we don't see many days like this. We don't see many days where a team really dig in and survive and then go up in the gears in the afternoon when the sun shines, only lose 3 wickets. Particularly in the UK, you don't get many days like this. So when it arrives and it happens, it's a joy to watch. You know, the technical aspects of KL Rahul's batting was incredible, as was Rohit Sharma's. The way they left the ball, I thought England bowled a bit too wide in that opening burst, and then they wore the England bowlers down. They made them bowl a bit straighter, clipped them away, and then England tried to bowl full, and that drive came into the groove in the afternoon. It won't get any better for KL Rahul. I don't care what he does in the IPL. I don't care what he does in the short format of the game. Batting the whole of the first day in a test match at Lords, walking your team off 127 not out, putting your team right on the front foot in a test match. It doesn't get any better than that. It was perfection. Harsha, when I looked at KL Rahul's batting today, I'll say it was perfection. How did you see? You must have seen him bat a number of times. Where did you rank this innings?
If I had to get an interview with KL Rahul and I had to ask him one question only, I would ask him if he is in a far happier state than he has been in the past, whether he's just comfortable with what life is offering him, because this was the innings of a man who's at peace with himself. He's letting the ball go through, he's in there, he's playing like a good old-fashioned opener. And this is somebody who was actually, it was suggested about him, I don't know if he actually said it himself, that he wanted to move into the middle order. And so Prithvi Shaw was sent out. And here is someone who's opening the batting and he's looking like that's all he ever wanted to do. I guess he's been a career opener that comes in from time to time, but I was overjoyed because class cannot be allowed to wither away. And I just think I'm so happy, even if it's come at the expense of his best friend, I'm just so happy that the undeniable class of KL Rahul has come through both in Nottingham and here in the company of Rohit Sharma. Now, if you had told somebody in India, Michael, 2 years ago, that you're going to be opening with Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul. They're going to put together the first overseas opening partnership in excess of 100 for 11 years in these South Africa, England, New Zealand, Australia, as we call them, the SENA countries, then I would not have believed it. But Rohit Sharma seems at home as well. It's almost as if Rohit Sharma has said, yeah, it took a bit of time coming, but here I am, because his contribution was no less. And I mean, when Rohit bats like that, it's just wonderful to watch.
He was the aggressor in that partnership, and you know how Rohit Sharma has never got an overseas 100. I was on commentary today, and the producer was in my ear saying, "Oh, he's getting close to his first 100 away from India." I was like, "What? How's he never got 100 overseas?" It's a matter of time. I'm pretty sure he'll tick that box at some stage throughout this series. He seems to have all the time in the world to play the strokes, to leave the ball, to get out of the way of any kind of short delivery. He's in fine form. And I think that opening partnership, it may be the difference. You know, you look at England's opening partnership in Nottingham, it's under a huge amount of pressure here at Lords. The Rohit Sharma combination and KL Rahul, it worked in Nottingham. It's now working at Lords in testing conditions. It wasn't easy. It wasn't that the ball was doing nothing. The ball was doing plenty. And even towards the end of the day, the ball was still offering a little bit for the seamers. So I think India have had a crackerjack of a day. It's a brilliant day for India, a wonderful day for India. They're right in the box seat. I guess there's a little bit of a debate about the team selection. I can't believe, Harsha, that they've gone with no Ashwin. I have to say, I can't believe they've not picked Ashwin, they might get away with it, and I'm sure they will because they've had such a great day. But our Ashwin on this kind of wicket, it's quite dry underneath, would be absolutely perfect.
On that matter, I'm going to bow to your judgment, Michael, because you understand Lord's pitches far better. You've captained your side in so many Lord's pitches, and if you're saying it's going to be dry, then it's going to be dry. But all I will say is, if India are in a situation in the fourth innings, trying desperately to win a game, and they think, I wish I had a second spinner, then they shouldn't rue that decision, because they've gone in with 4 fast bowlers, and I hope it comes off. But I just think that when you've got a world-class spinner in your side, then somehow he rises above the wickets. And I think Ashwin was actually hitting his peak as a bowler in overseas conditions, having taken his time to get there. But yeah, but that's the way it is.
All the headlines will be about, obviously, KL Rahul, rightfully so. But there was a couple of, I think Virat looked in decent form. He gets a good ball. But Pujara, whatever is happening to Pujara, it's not the Pujara that I know. He plays with great attrition. He leaves the ball. It looks like he's just putting his hands towards the ball, creating momentum. So those snicks are carrying. Where is Pujara in this Indian Test match batting lineup now?
Michael, I am so fond of Pujara. And sometimes, as you know, through your career in the media now, that sometimes when you're fond of people for who they are, for their values, their principles, the way they've played the game, then you almost start to feel for them. And I must admit, I'm guilty of that, because I'm mighty fond of Pujara, but he is struggling. I mean, Pujara gave you largely a sense of calm. I know his record in England isn't great over the years. He's averaging mid-20s, but there's something about the persona. And I really do want him to do well in the second innings, because something inside me tells me that he's probably got 1 innings left. But now, Michael, it's time for me to put you in the hot spot. As he sips his cup of tea in the evening, could Joe Root be thinking, maybe I should have batted first?
I would have bowled, as Virat would have done as well, as many in the ground would also have done. But I also said it at the time, it's the kind of toss that you don't mind losing. So you've not made the decision. You've not had to say, I'm going to bowl or I'm going to bat. It really was a tricky one. Captain hindsight, the social media warriors, I'm sure the keyboard warriors are all there saying, I can't believe, Joe, you've decided to have a bowl first. He had to bowl first. You're looking at the strength of the England seamers. That's really where the strength lies. The one real kind of concern for me today was Jimmy Anderson was exceptional once again, outstanding. And it kind of just hit home to me that Jimmy's not going to play forever, and Stuart Broad are not going to play forever. Now, you take Jimmy Anderson out of England's bowling team today, and it looked very, very average. Ollie Robinson had spells of quality, but Sam Curran had an off day. It wasn't the kind of pitch where Mark Wood was going to have too much success. There's not enough pace in it. And I think it was a little bit of almost like a throw forward to what may be coming in a few years' time when Broad and Anderson aren't in this Test match team. So a little bit of concern there for the England bowlers. Fast forward, Harsha. I'll fast forward. That's me in the hot seat. I'll fast forward with you, Harsha. India, how many do you think they're going to look to try and score? I saw Rishabh Pant on the outfield at the end of the day's play, hitting loads of balls. He was like an excitable child, desperate to get out there. What kind of total do you think India are going to go for?
Rishabh Pant will play like that. I think India's first objective will be, as you well, India's first objective, play out these 10 overs, because Anderson will come in again with the second new ball, I'm sure, even if with slightly more tired legs than on the first morning. But if India can negotiate another 50, 60 runs, then the table. I think 400 is first objective. I don't know if you can score 400 and lose a game. England have come to India, made 400, 450 and lost a game, but then wickets change very rapidly in India. So if you match the first innings and go beyond, then you can win the game. I don't know if that's going to happen with this England batting side, which bats deep, but I think first target will be 400 and then take what you can from there. I think it will benefit Indian cricket enormously if Rahane can get a partnership going.
Well, I think they're right in the box seat. Obviously, anything over 350, 400 in English conditions is a big first innings score. They should be able to get beyond that. I think we're in for an exciting second day, because the pitch may just quicken up. It might just zip through a little bit quicker on day 2. England are up against India, miles ahead in this Test match.
We'll see what happens at the start of day 2, but at the end of day 2, I'll be delighted to join you again, Michael. Thank you very much for joining us. That's it tonight from Cricket Buzz Chatter.